Good morning, Acadiana, and welcome to another edition of Morning Coffee with Big Al
and Special T.
We're happy to be coming to you from Cypress Street Radio, AOC Community Media's streaming broadcast.
Look for us every day of the week. Our 8 a.m. show will start your morning off right. That's right in a good way.
Not right as in radical right. We bring you good ideas, good pastimes, and good music.
With a progressive flair. Oh my gosh. Oh dear. Okay, so now what? Look for us every day of the week. Our 8 a.m. show will start your morning off right. I already said that. Okay, what happened? Okay, here we are. Our 7 p.m. stream. I need to know that other time. 7 p.m. That's when our other show is. It'll be a great backdrop for some decaf or peace of mind. So either way, get your coffee, your tea, something a little stronger, water. Sit back and enjoy the show.
Yes.
Sorry, I'm going to go ahead and chime in and just say welcome back to the studio, y'all.
Well, yeah, thank you so
thank
much.
you.
This really feels weird.
Great producer. Been a long time. It's been well over 2 years, I'd say, but
It started in spring of 2020. I don't know how long into COVID we actually started broadcasting again, but it was a big bubble of nothingness.
yeah, that was where
It affected everybody. And,
Yeah, I would
and
say-
we're glad for everybody who's here because we've lost so many people. And
Yeah,
some
quite a few.
listeners, definitely some very beloved people locally. And we're happy to be actually recording like we used to a long time ago.
Yeah, it's very close, except we used to be sitting at that other table.
Oh, but
So
this is better.
Oh, okay.
I
Well,
like this. This is kind of cool.
yeah, I guess it does kind of feel like we're at the desk, you know?
We're really in the studio now.
Yeah.
So we are excited about any of y'all who are listening. And there have been some interesting changes just recently. We don't know if you are aware of this or not, but a very beloved leader, I hope he's listening,
Yeah.
Director Ed Bowie has retired. You know, all of us deserve that someday. I know I'm working toward mine.
Yeah, I worked toward mine and actually
Accomplished
did
it, haha.
15, 16 years ago, something like that. So I can't complain too much, other that I need more
yeah.
stuff to do.
I retired from corporate life back about 26 years ago.
Yeah.
Yes, I did. And it was a big jolt. You know, it's really strange when you're like up in your 40s and have a kid, you know?
Yeah, that's kind of a statistical anomaly, I'd say, but
Yeah.
nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. And everybody's happy and doing well. So that's a great, you know, plus
Blessing.
for me. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that. Whoever, whatever, and every, you know, fate or inspiration or instigation that caused everything that's happening right now. And I am going to talk closer to the mic.
Yeah.
Do I have to kiss it?
Pull it closer to you.
Okay, that's better. Then I can sit up.
There you go.
Yeah, these booms are adjustable, aren't they?
Oh, I wasn't expecting that.
It jumped at you.
Glad it didn't get lipstick on it. So anyway, Ed was a champion for free speech and an advocate for, you know, all the liberties that we have here in the United States, and made sure that things were fair and that we got both sides of the story. And for that, I've always been very appreciative. And he has he's led some really interesting, fun parties
Yeah.
here
yeah.
for the people at AOCinc.org. And if you're not familiar, if you're just listening the first time and you're not familiar with AOCinc.org, it has been under some different names through
Yeah.
time. I know it's kind of like Acadiana Open Channel a
Yeah.
lot. It used to just be AOC. I don't know, but and they used to be located way over off of Lee.
Was it okay?
Lee
Yeah,
and
I've been there, but I
Maine.
forgot what the name
Lee
was.
and Maine, and it was kind of a maze kind of place, where you'd go in one door and you'd go into another door and you'd go through offices and dead space, and everything was kind of the walls were black, a lot of the rooms, and there was
Been
a
a long
cool
time.
little place to sit in the front, and a really fine lady named Deborah who kind of just welcomed everybody and let you sit there and hobnob and watch, whatever was actually broadcasting on television.
Yeah.
And that's one thing people need to know is that AOC has this live streaming, makes podcasts, also broadcasts television, like,
Yeah.
What is it? The channel, it's an open
Like it's
channel.
3 and 4 or 5 and 6 or something like that on the.
No, it's 2. I think it's 2 and 3 and,
Maybe so.
oh Lord. Go to AOCinc.org and you'll see it's like 13 and 14.
Well, it depends on
12 and
who it's
14.
coming through.
Okay, yeah, because there's Cox and there's LUS.
Right.
I think LUS are the small numbers and
That's what I'm thinking.
and Cox are the larger numbers.
I believe that's correct.
And those are the only 2 cable programs that carry us. But now you can pick up things streaming on your computer through YouTube, things that have been recorded.
Yeah.
So that's really a nice thing. So we suggest that you, check it out and come here to the studio. Call first, arrange to have someone meet you at the door because they keep things locked. There's good reason for that. And you can see the studio, the editing bank of computers,
Yeah.
the recording rooms, the office space upstairs.
Yeah.
They actually have a little kitchen area.
Yeah, that's true too.
There's the restrooms are like this. This is in a public place, kind of. It's owned by the city of Lafayette. Here at this location, it's called Rosa Parks Transit Center.
Transportation Center. Yeah.
They have they've a lot of things have changed. They have the bus. The bus runs regular. The city buses come through here.
So do the trains.
Not the studio. Well, I'm getting to that. They don't go through the studio, but the buses. This is the hub for Lafayette municipal buses.
Yeah.
Okay. We do also have a train here now. We used to have it kind of like a depot where you could buy tickets for the train and you would sit inside and wait for the train. But now, with digital and COVID and everything else, now you make your reservations online and you come and your reservations should already be made. Come with your suitcases ready and wait for the train. And hopefully it'll be on time or late and not early so you don't miss it.
Yeah.
So, and it goes to places like Chicago, and there's a line that goes west out to California.
Yeah.
There's a line that goes east to Florida.
Does it go all the way yet? Because I was just reading something about that.
Well, unless they changed it. I know I went from Texas to Jennings on the Amtrak. And it's Amtrak that comes through. And then we've got a lot of other freight cargo that pass through here. And if you're new to Lafayette, let me tell you, like the place to get under the train is on Jefferson Street.
Yeah.
And another place to get under the train is on University. So if you get held up by a train or you see the train and you're in a hurry, the best thing you can do is try to navigate to either Jefferson if you're going like east and west, or University if you're going north and south.
That's an
Because you
interesting.
can go under.
Yeah, I got you.
So that's what I do.
Well, and that's probably a good thing then.
And then it's interesting, if you love trains, which I don't know why, but I kind of like trains, there's like some sort of a switching yard or something over off of a road called Walker. Now, when you go over the Ambassador Caffrey overpass.
Oh, yeah. I know.
Underneath there are not a bunch of roads. There's a bunch of train tracks.
Right.
I think I haven't ever counted them, but there's at least 6.
Yeah, I would say 10, but
I'm thinking 10 because
it's a lot of them.
They have one that goes right along the side of the road. And sometimes I go there and count the cars.
Really?
I've counted as many as like 103.
Really?
Yeah, during some sort of time when they were doing a whole lot of, I wonder what I'm doing with my shirt anyway, when they had a whole lot of oil tank cars, black, all the way down. And they were so long, and people were having to wait so long to let the cars go by. And so these were all like right up butted against Walker, it's the closest track, and 10, 9,
Yeah.
Way on up there in number. And at one time, it's really also a reflection on the economy, what's going on, because sometimes you'll see a lot of cars that are carrying military vehicles.
Yeah.
Sometimes you'll see a lot of pipeline, which makes me want to just pull my hair out.
Well,
Lots of grain cars, and it can tell you kind of what's moving.
yeah.
Because I think train is a more economical
Yeah.
way to transport as opposed to trucks.
Probably 10 per mile,
And-
yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, I love to see what cars are running behind the train. I've made investment decisions based on that.
Really?
Yes, sir.
Well, we'll have to get into your
Into my thinking pattern.
specialties investment advice.
I don't want to do that. I mean, I am qualified as far as education's concerned, but I'm not certified.
Ah, okay.
Yeah,
Well,
I'm not certified.
that's never stopped you from anything.
It's, gee, don't tell my secrets. So anyway.
Well, there was a riddle one time that I heard, and it's called,
Oh, it's not supposed to do that.
oh, yeah, it's not. But there we go.
Yeah, I'll call them
It's
back.
like railroad crossing.
Yes.
Look out for the cars. Can you spell that without any R's?
So what's the answer? I'm not even going to guess.
THAT.
That. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
That
I
is
thought
so
it was kind of
funny.
an infantile.
Yeah,
thing
that's
that
one of those great things.
Yeah. But I suppose it is, depending on how you take it, I suppose that's basically correct.
Right.
But yeah, we've had some unfortunate railway incidents here lately. Looks like they hadn't been taking care of the tracks or the equipment as
We've
well
been
as they
working on them a lot.
Well, I'm not talking about here. I'm
Okay.
talking about, and I think it's Ohio,
Okay.
where you hadn't heard about that
I don't.
a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
Well, I mean, it was just
Tell everybody all about it.
well, it was some. What was it? I'm trying to think of what chemical it was, but
It's a bad chemical.
Oh yeah, and
I did hear about that.
Yeah.
It had actually, they needed evacuation. I don't think they evacuated fast enough in some cases, so it was.
Yeah, it's
Something with a
course-
chloride in it.
yeah. I was thinking it's not methylene chloride. It's
But it's just bad.
yes. One could
Hazmat was not happy.
hazmat, right? They were not pleased, and the apparently one of the bearings seized up on one of the axles or wheels or whatever. I mean something.
On the train.
Right,
The
exactly.
cargo, the freight train.
Right, and it caused it to seize and that car to derail and the rest of it. And
That's
it
not good.
seems like I heard of another one too, but I'm kind of drawing a blank on that. But I guess this kind of it's an infrastructure thing.
Yes,
in my-
absolutely. And that's supposed to be one of the focal points of some of the stuff that we're trying to take care of. And if there's, any, digging in heels saying, no, we're not going to fund this or we're not going to fund the government, the tracks are not privately owned, I don't think. Are they?
I don't really know.
I think that they
think they're
should be
on-
part of the federal infrastructure.
Well, honestly, I don't know.
We'll have to look that up and let you know.
Yeah, that's
I know the roads, it's transportation. We got the
Right.
roads, the states, the cities, and then the federal highways.
right.
And I would think that the core, as far as getting back from east to west and north to south, would have some federal guidelines and ownership also. But like I said, we'll have to look into that. We really are not. We haven't studied that enough.
No,
yet.
I haven't.
That'd be something we can cover the next time we have a
or
show.
maybe one of our million followers could send us in some tips on that.
Yeah. The big thing as far as infrastructure here right now is that we're finally expanding broadband out to the west.
Oh yeah, I heard something. Yeah, that's kind of necessary.
And federally, this is a big incentive for the nation to get everybody set up where education and communications and all that have the access to digital and computers and phones so that we can all communicate. But it's so important for education. And that was brought up at the ribbon cutting that I went to
Oh really?
last week, where LUS was expanding into the city of Scott.
Just
Yes.
LUS that you know of, or is there
Well, they've got cable with
Cox?
Cox Cable's been there, but this is the first time. This is the official, like groundbreaking of LUS being in Scott. And it's been a long while, people have wanted it. They've been asking and doing surveys and everything, but it is now coming to fruition.
Well, that's good. I mean, fiber optics is definitely the way to go.
Yes.
But
And so you'll be able to watch AOC on LUS.
yeah,
And what are the stations? And we might get some input
yeah,
here.
yeah.
LUS, we're on 3 and 4. And also, if you have an internet connection, you can go to aocinc.org/watch and watch anytime.
Okay.
I bet there's even a button on there that
Yeah.
you can click
And
and
Cox
it says
is
watch.
Probably.
Cox is like
If not,
13
it can
and 13, 14, 15,
Cox is, now you got me, 15, 16.
15, 16. Okay, good. I was close.
Yeah.
But close only counts in horseshoes.
Yeah,
So you need to know those good numbers. 15 and 16 on Cox and,
2 and 3, I believe.
is that right?
3 and 4
3 and 4
LUS.
on
Oh,
LUS.
3 and 4.
I was
Okay.
like,
I
that
got one
doesn't
of
sound
mine.
right, Al.
Okay.
And then if you're looking for on
seniors.
demand for most of our producer shows on YouTube on AOC's Free Speech channel, that's where you can
okay.
find the Morning Coffee playlist and other playlists and
us.
programs that play on AOC.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
well,
been a
that's
while
really cool.
since we recorded one,
Yeah.
but here we are.
Well, it's been a long while since we've been in here.
Oh yeah, very long while.
But it was kind of cool because of the masterminds and expertise of the tech folks that they have here. We were able to record from home when
Yeah.
we had to stay there. And with a little bit of tweaking, it got to be where it was very comfortable. At first, it was like, I'll never forget the time we had the birthing of the kittens.
Yeah, I remember that too.
My cat was yowling and flopping around like a fish, and she didn't know what was happening, and I didn't either. It was a first for me.
Yeah, well, it's got you a little farther in your
my medical
animal husbandry.
what
thing.
would you call it? Animal husbandry and my shotgun medical experience.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh yes. So let's see. What do we need to else do we need to talk about? We talked a little bit about infrastructure. Let's talk about other train wrecks.
Other train wrecks.
There was a derailing here at one point in time over close to Walker. I believe the train got off the rail and may have hit, although did not compromise very much, one of the columns underneath the interstate, or what was it, Ambassador Caffrey. That's where it happened. And
Oh,
there
really?
were hazmat response teams there. Okay, it wasn't real bad, but it was, a news item
I think
many
Casey
years ago.
Jones was the engineer on that one.
I don't know. And then What else? In Texas, they had a derailment not all that long ago. Interestingly enough, it was like cement trucks, that were carrying cement, and it
Really?
derailed into the water, so it just made a bunch of rocks.
Interesting.
So it wasn't a calamity as far as chemicals go.
Yeah.
So that's like, and they've had some things with Amtrak where up north, speed gets to be an issue.
Yeah.
And we don't know, there's things that happen when people, because of people, mistakes
Yeah.
with all this.
Well, it's, I don't know, rail is a good system, but I mean, we're, just looking at the global position of the United States as far as high-speed rail, for instance.
Oh, it would be so great to have high-speed rail. I mean, if somebody was telling me the other day that Edwin Edwards had tried to get high-speed rail from, I don't know if it was New Orleans or Baton Rouge to Houston. Now, how wonderful would that be?
Yeah, well, I mean, I had read about this a few years ago from Dallas or Houston to Dallas, or at least one track going that way. I don't know. I'm not sure what happened to that. I mean, I'm not sure if it's maybe they're still working on it, but there's so many conflicting interests, and I don't want it in my yard, or blah blah blah. But it's kind of people not really looking out, not looking at the big picture. I mean, because there's enough to go around.
Well, there's been, on a lower level, as opposed to, utilizing the best means of transportation. There is a big initiative going on right now to expand a trail system throughout the state of Louisiana.
I've heard about that for some reason.
Yeah, you have. It's in the works right now. The municipalities are locking in their resolutions to support the system, and so we're really excited about that. It is at this point looking like the trailhead may be like in Morgan City or Homa, and go all the way up along the levee through Chico State Park, which some of their trails have already been declared to be part of this trail system. Over and across above Alexandria through Rapides Parish. Kisatchie National Forest is interested, and it will head on up in what it's looking like now through Ruston and hook into a trail in Arkansas. So that's really exciting for all you hikers all over the United States. And since we can be heard nationally, be watching for this. I foresee to complement the Appalachian Trail and the Pacific Trail, Central Plains Trail. I think that would be pretty cool.
That way we'll have for wayward governors and stuff like that, if they need to say, well, I was actually walking on the Central United States Trail instead of the, you don't want to
Central
monopolize.
Plains.
Yeah, Central Plains, there we
Trail.
go, instead of the Appalachian Trail, But
it would be nice. It would be a nice increase, enhancement to tourism and to the infrastructure and good health for everybody.
That's quite a hike.
It would be. And
I kind of wanted to go up the Mississippi in a small boat with one or both. Well, seriously.
Okay.
I mean, really did. I mean, still do. I don't know. I'm not holding my breath.
Canoe?
No, definitely not upstream. But
And speaking of canoes, I've heard about something kind of interesting along those lines too. That's not a canoe, but an electric vehicle.
Oh, really?
Yes. So we'll talk about that
An
more
electric vehicle like a canoe or something?
It's called, I think that the owner company is called Canoe.
Okay.
Yeah. So that'll be something that'll be kind of interesting for everybody to hear.
Well, we can talk about some more infrastructure. And one thing in particular that I hadn't brought up yet was the
planes.
Well, planes, yeah. But I was thinking about the railroad yard, which we can get into.
Okay.
And its ramifications.
Okay.
We can get into that on the other side of our break, which I think we're fixing
there.
We're getting.
We're going to take a little break.
I guess that's a good time.
Did you know that AOC can help you distribute your content to more viewers? Let us help you get your voice heard and your vision seen. AOC broadcasts all locally produced content for free for our members and non-members on our TV channels, LUS 3 and 4 and Cox 15 and 16. AOC depends on you to share your content with us so we can demonstrate and highlight the support our organization is providing to the Acadiana community. Remember, your content will always belong to you. You maintain 100% ownership rights to any content you produce. AOC simply serves as the distribution hub by which your voice is amplified.
We're AOC, your nonprofit community media center in Lafayette. And this is your community at large. The voices of our local organizations, our community leaders, from forums and roundtable discussions to panels on our arts and culture, created by our partners in the community, captured by our team, and shared far and wide so that everyone has the opportunity to experience it. Join us in our mission. Help us to continue to provide content like this for our community. Become a supporter of AOC's Community at Large programs. Learn more at aocinc.org.
Okay, Al.
Yes, I'm okay. 2 thumbs up,
All right. We're going to talk about infrastructure and the train yard. All this is yours because this is your baby.
Well, it's actually Lafayette's baby.
Okay.
But I've seen some a little bit of, I don't know if I'd call it interest, or I've been seeing some things going on with the connector, the I-49 connector, the Y-49 connector.
Yes.
And all the...
we still got issues with that.
Yes. And probably the main one to me is the abandoned railroad yard.
Yeah.
Because that's toxic to the point to where it's already starting to get into the groundwater, the whatever aquifer it is we have around here, that big one.
The Chico
aquifer. Yeah. And, that's got to be mitigated because it's just, you can't.
That's a federal issue. They should be.
Well,
I thought it was already brought to the attention of the federal government and the EPA and other environmental groups.
Probably has.
So, how is it going forward without, doing some serious, like veering away from that Superfund area?
I would. Well, okay. Here's from what I recall, the monetary aspect of it. Who owns it, or who
who's promoting it?
Well, no. I'm talking about who owns a yard.
Okay.
What
the railroad? Is
right.
it Burlington Northern?
I don't know. It's,
Southern Pacific?
Probably. It could be one of those. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Or that maybe the Atchison and Topeka. I don't know. But
or maybe the I'm thinking of some like attorney families, the Chapuis.
Well, but the point is, here's the deal. They don't want to, the corporations don't want to pay for it.
Okay.
And I forgot exactly how it works, but it seems like if it's declared a Superfund site or something like that, then it's like, oh, well, I guess we don't have to pay for it. So, in other words, the companies, the corporations
companies that did all the the damage as far as toxins and
Right.
dumping and everything else, unknown to them that it was a problem at the time.
Well, at the time, I mean, this was in the mid 1800s.
Yeah, the
So they were-
1800s. That was when that rail yard and everything was going strong, and yeah, I mean, people just thought the land was there, and there was plenty of it, and if it was out of sight, it was out of mind. But
Yeah.
it's still out of sight, but not out of mind anymore.
Right. I mean, it's
And there's a lot of health issues that come into play when you start
contaminating groundwater.
Well, the groundwater is one thing, but also even moving that ground.
Oh yeah.
The moving the what it is as far as particulates that go into the atmosphere that people are going to be breathing.
Yeah, that's another. I don't know if that's as much of a concern as the
groundwater. Well,
draining.
yeah, I mean nobody will be able to drink anything without being even worse off than the people in Flint.
Yeah, which still hasn't been fixed.
Right.
But it's there's a lot of mistakes that need to be.
There's so
fixed.
much of a good argument about going around and outside of the the Evangeline Thruway. I mean, it's bad enough as it is, and this is just going to make it worse.
Well, the route to the east over I think they're abandoned right-of-way, railway right-of-way.
Yes.
Cheaper, and I mean to the best of my knowledge, cheaper, no environmental issues. I mean, just
And even if they are, they can't be as bad as they are here. And,
Well-
they're not going to impact as many people. Yes, there will be landowners who will be impacted. But hello.
well,
like
but
you
really
said,
the
for the
right-of-ways,
greater-
the
The right of way should be clear.
Right, pretty much. I mean, it'd be a minimal impact, I think. But it's like who can profit off the stuff in Lafayette, and that's kind of we got to quit thinking like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't mean just we in Lafayette. I mean we as a country, we as citizens of the world and all that, because just because you can make a buck off of it doesn't mean it's
That's
a
the
good
best way
deal.
to go.
Yeah.
Well, and then there are the civic issues too.
Oh yeah, because every place that's happened, it's been a bad deal.
Right.
When you've bifurcated city, it's caused a lot of problems, and it's documented. I mean, it's not like some kind of theoretical thing. It's like we it's like time after time. That's what happens. So it's kind of makes it kind of likely that's what would happen here if we did that. But well, I wanted one of these.
We got some stuff going on here, guys.
Yeah. And we always have some stuff going on here on morning coffee. But for my nose. Well, I'll have to. Huh? What?
You don't see?
No, I don't really. But this is. Oh, okay. That's some of my.
Makeup.
Well, no, actually, it's. I guess that would be one way to look at it. Some nutritional yeast, actually.
Okay.
But I guess it could be. It may have once been used as makeup in some instances. But
Maybe, I don't know.
I could sign an
All right.
affidavit to that effect.
Moving on about this corridor. I think they should just gear around.
Oh yeah, I mean that's the obvious solution. I mean, even though some people that want to make money and think they're entitled to it may not.
Well, and the thing is that I have heard that the people who are out to make money have already made a lot of money.
Probably.
And so that should be good enough. When it hooks into I-10, do you know where it will come together? Is it on the west side of the Atchafalaya? I think it would be, don't you?
Well,
Or does the...
no, hooking into I-10, I'm not sure.
Well, I mean, won't it, if they do this corridor, if they do a
which
corridor,
corridor?
the alternate.
The alternate? Well, my understanding it would be somewhere north of the I-49 and I-10 junction up, towards Karen Crow, something like that.
Okay,
And
so
then it
it's
would
just it's gonna be like a bigger loop. So it'll take a little bit more time, but it would be better for many, many, many reasons.
Oh yeah, I mean it's it would expand. Seems like to me there might be some businesses,
and they need to make some sort of allowance for that trail that's going through there, so we can make sure it keeps going up to Chico State Park.
Yeah, I guess that would have to be considered in the planning.
Has to be part of the planning.
But this whole infrastructure thing, and now we're on basically the immediate United States level, but actually it's a global thing too. But the infrastructure plan that was not kind of whittled down a little bit. The thing is that would be a tremendous job creator and good jobs too.
That's true. That's true.
I mean and as a matter of fact, there would have to be probably some controls put in place, because the expansion would be considerable and it could have an inflationary tendency. I mean, that's looking at from my modern monetary theory background and things that make things do things, and it's a very good thing, and it would be great to have to bring our economy up. I mean, which is not doing too bad right now, but look at the jobs. I mean, how good are the jobs, and where'd they all go? Oh, well, they went to China, and now we're complaining about China having jobs. Oh.
Yeah, I know. Isn't that something?
It's kind of, I guess, what do they call it? Poetic justice or something like that.
That's one way to put it, for sure.
Yeah. But, it's like and ultimately, and I'll get off this topic right quick so we can go on to something else, although I do find this very interesting.
Yeah.
It still has to do with a minority controlling a majority. Mm-hmm. And, I mean, it's like, let's ship jobs away because we can make more profit, and the board members can make more money, and the executives can make more money, and
make that disparity between the rich and the poor that much
even
more.
Yeah, and it's like you wouldn't see that if you had, for instance, what is it? I'm trying to think of what they call them. Where a co-op, more co-op setups where you have the employees
actually owners.
Yeah, right, exactly. And everyone gets a vote. And, it's like, oh, well, do we want to export all our jobs overseas? Well, let me think about it. I don't think so.
But the one thing to look at is like politically, as far as people having the vote. At first it's going to be, everybody's like gung ho, and then it just collapses into this apathy where you have so many people that aren't even participating, and yet it affects everybody, and it affects those who aren't voting. And I'm wondering what it could possibly be that any type of a religious group would be prohibited from doing a vote. I mean, to me, that's just handing over the keys. I'm sorry, not to God, but to whoever it is who's running the show. Yeah.
What? I don't know. I'm not exactly sure what you're talking about there.
I've gone around many times trying to promote, participating in the political process.
Oh yeah, it's kind of
where
essential.
People get to, have their say as to who they want, as leaders in their community. I mean, even close to home. And they're like, oh no, I don't vote. I'm in this religion, and I leave it all to, somebody else.
I haven't heard that.
You've never
before.
heard that before? Oh my gosh! I mean, I find it in some people who would be the ones to most need a voice, just giving up their voice.
Well, that's usually the case. I mean, the people that actually that are in the poorest conditions haven't, have been discouraged, or just for whatever reason haven't participated.
And I think they are discouraged. I think that the people who they work for discourage them from rising up, like the song says, and taking what is there for their benefit.
Yeah.
And instead saying, it's not my place. It is your place. I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, that's kind of with a, republic with a democratic system of doing things. Yeah, it's kind of your place, but I guess, but they respond to somebody who's boisterous and
immoral.
Yeah, well, not
amoral and immoral.
Yes, not to mention.
And not to mention being a criminal.
Yeah, well, but other than that,
We don't know who we're talking about.
Yeah. But it's I think about that, what it means to be a citizen, and that's like putting your cart up in the parking lot. Is that so hard? I mean, you start small. Can you do that? Can you put your cart?
Wonderful thing.
Yeah, it's not too hard. Just roll it over. Maybe it takes you an extra minute to get out.
Or just be one-on-one. And here you have a cart and you see somebody getting out of their car and you say, would you like this cart? And they're like, sure, thank you so much, and you've already, improved the community of the parking lot.
Well, it sounds kind of funny, but it's really true.
I know it's true. And, even with the guys who are the ones whose job is to go there and get all the carts, their job is really to go and bring those carts from the station where they're supposed to be, not to wander around the parking lot having to pick up
after the people that don't care to take responsibility for using the cart to bring the stuff out to their car.
Yes. So you could bring it to them if they're, in the area and say, hey, can I help you? And I'll give you this cart. And then he can add it onto his train.
Yeah. Speaking of trains.
Yeah, I know. So anyway, it's just basic. It's so basic, to try and just help people.
Yeah. It's
and not for any personal gain. Just do it.
Sometimes you just feel good.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
That sounds like a swan song. It's time to stop. But we got more time to go.
Yeah, we must.
Now, okay. So then we can get to more infrastructure.
Let's talk about the mayor president. Are some of the duties of the mayor. I've noticed this recently. Have you ever noticed how the lines on the road seem to be limited to non-existent? Like the center lines or it's like the...
Some of them at night, it's really hard to see.
Very difficult.
I know, where, I hate to say this, but where Garfield comes and they got the light, and then it turns to Pierce, and then there's this road that comes across. It's like it feeds into Congress, 2nd and 3rd. Like from Evangeline, it's 2nd and 3rd. I don't know if it's Avenue or Street, but it changes into Congress because the way the roads are here, Congress makes a 90-degree and turns into downtown by the library.
Yeah,
that's where Congress goes, even though the road it actually goes straight.
Yeah, I've seen that.
So it changes into 2nd and 3rd.
Okay.
And 2nd is one way and 3rd is the other. But when it gets to Pierce and Garfield, it merges.
Okay.
It divides into a fork one way and the other way on the other side. So that when it is approaching Evangeline Thruway, it's a one way. It's two different ways, and it's split by a block.
I'll take your word for it because I know you know a lot of that stuff.
So anyway, at night, they may have made it better, but I remember not that long ago, I was coming up trying to figure out where, make that turn, and it's a curve. The curve is under the light, kind of. Well, I made the curve and went into the wrong way, and there was traffic coming in, so thank goodness I was able to make a real fast whirly-bird of my car and get it on the right road.
Like a bat turn or something like that?
I think what I ended up doing was going into the little parking lot on Voorhees that's in front of Black Cafe.
Oh, okay. I'm familiar with that.
So I went in there for to catch my breath and stop my heart from beating so fast.
Well, I was thinking maybe we could get YouTube to do a slight, or not YouTube, but U2, the band.
Okay.
Where the streets have no name.
Oh my goodness.
We could they could have a song for Lafayette.
Yeah, but
where
we
the-
don't usually have anything that's tall enough to do that great.
Where the streets have no stripes.
But the streets have no stripes. There's probably no buildings that are very tall around there either.
Oh, what, to do a concert on top of the building like the Beatles, or what?
No, the concert on top was YouTube. I mean, U2.
I don't know. I'm not
It
familiar.
was. You hadn't seen that
No, I've just
video?
seen the Beatles one. I hadn't
Oh
seen
my
that, the
gosh, you
U2
need
one.
to see that.
Really?
Yes. The U2 did a thing in California, and there was a huge crowd, and the police were all upset, and they were going to arrest them, and it was wonderful. I mean, not
Yeah.
that they were going to be arrested, and not that they were, but it was a great concert. It was just
I
so
saw some of
off
that.
the cuff. I love that video.
Well, the Bobbies didn't like it, and
No, but they weren't Bob. Oh, well, that was for the Beatles.
Yeah.
These were the police in
Yeah.
I think Los Angeles
I-
somewhere. It was
I
great.
I do remember running across that a while back, but
Okay, we're gonna have to somehow. We're gonna have to put like a link to that video.
Yeah,
It's
maybe
one
we
of my-
can. I don't know.
It's
We'll
one
have
of
to
my
check
very
with
favorites. With our legal consultants.
our production our production team.
We can try it out. Maybe we just get a strike.
Strike two.
Maybe not be able to monetize or return to the studio.
It just depends.
That's the beauty of our free speech
That's
channel. Is
right.
As
Yeah.
long as it doesn't get the video shut down, we're okay.
That's right. That's right.
Well, that's a pretty good policy, I think.
Yeah, I like it. Of course, I like it.
Yeah.
Yes. So, and then there's the airport.
What about it?
It's new and it's nice.
Yeah. It's not what?
It's not finished.
It's not?
No, there's more happening. They're doing like stuff with the runways. They still are working out the parking, to make it as efficient as possible. There's other areas that they're going to build into something, possibly even freight, hangars or whatever.
Well, they got that down a little bit south of the main part of the airport where they moved UPS and FedEx.
Yeah, but
planes.
there's there's some things closer to the terminal that they're
Maybe.
going to be building.
I don't know. I mean, I haven't kept up with it since I
It
retired.
still looks like construction area a little bit.
Okay. I was there the other day dropping somebody off and picking them up a few days later. And it does seem to be an improvement, I'll say that.
Right,
But,
right. It's very nice. It's like some people say, oh, we got an airport now. But okay. And talking about jobs and rolling everything all into one, there's two things I want to bring up. And one is that the airlines need more pilots because so many of the older pilots have retired or were, with COVID, they just sort of evolved into being retired.
Well,
And so they've got a lot of new pilots, and they're thinking that it's going to take 10 years to, get that thing back to where we have the knowledge and all. And then AOC, INC needs a new director because we have an interim director who's a volunteer, and Ed's retired. So if you guys out there know somebody who would love to take a really jeweled opportunity here that's in Lafayette and continue free speech, and just really have be able to do some, I don't know, expansion and creation, and take this thing and run with it. I think it'd be really good.
Yeah, somebody with even some qualifications, would be.
Well, Ed had qualifications.
Yeah.
But it's a case of bringing somebody else in here who is at least equivalent or maybe even beyond what Ed did.
Could that be?
Yeah, it probably could be. I mean, not that he didn't have everything he needed for the time when he got in there. It's come a long way in the process. But, there's so much new out there as far as IT and communications and, the things that can be done and should be done.
Yeah, well, communication's a big thing. I mean, that's why for instance,
ever know?
yeah, the internet, should be a utility, that shouldn't have to. people.
Well, I
it
always
shouldn't be.
counted it as a utility on my
Well, yeah, but then you have
on my taxes.
people wanting to, overcharge, shall we say? And I mean, because it is an essential part of commerce. It's like the highway system. I mean, you could say it's the electronic highway system.
Yes.
But and of course, the highway system. I guess the good thing about the airways is they're up in the air, and you can kind of
You
bend
can't
them around
grab
without.
them and say it's all mine.
Yeah.
mine.
Well, it's
Like the seagulls.
yeah. I don't know. There's a lot of things that need to be done in this country, and
So throw
unfortunately,
greed out the window.
yeah. Well, that's probably 2 chances of that, but and about as much chance as getting our representatives in D.C. to do stuff for the people instead of the.
There are some.
There are some. True. I saw Bernie the other night on. What was it? What is the guy's name?
Television.
The late show. With,
Colbert.
With "Hi, I'm Stephen Colbert." Everybody seems to just love that for some reason. I don't know why. It's okay, but it's not really. I guess something about the name. I guess I don't know what it is, but it's
like A Bear.
maybe so. Maybe so.
That's why
You're
they
mad
like
that
it.
he's hiding that T?
What now?
You're mad that he's hiding the T?
Hiding the teeth.
Colbert instead of
T.
Colbert.
Oh, the T. Yeah. The thought had crossed my mind, but it's just an amazing.
So does that mean
Interesting,
Robert
right?
is really Robert?
Well, it could be.
Depends.
There was a motocrosser named Joël Robert many moons ago, like 50 years ago.
Well, with all that history behind us and to consider, I think we're probably going to
Yeah, it's getting about that.
slide out of here.
Getting about that time to.
We're so glad you could join us. Join us again. See
Yeah.
us on YouTube.
Yeah.
And don't pay attention to
Generally-
me trying to fix my shirt.
Generally speaking, yeah, it's YouTube. What is it? AOC Morning Coffee.
AOCinc.org and our Facebook page, Morning Coffee on Cypress Street Radio.
Yeah, Cypress Street Radio. That's what I was trying to
Man,
think.
you should know that like off the top of your head.
Yeah, it's been so long. I mean, it's been a couple of months since we've even done a show, but here we are, back again. And I guess to all of
Mardi
our
Gras
fans out there, yeah, we just had a good Mardi
I
Gras.
think we're
too.
done.
But
No,
At any rate, hasta la vista.
baby.
Yeah. Yeah.